Shalom, shalom. It's the brother Shaman coming back at you. Want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Makakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace, blessings, and salutations to you sincere Akim out there, pushing the truth across the four corners of the earth. All right, and I want to make a correction because I mentioned in a lesson, I said that Paul corrected the Lacedemonians, aka the Spartans, but that was not correct. All right, Colossians 4:16 mentions the Laodiceans. All right, it says, "And when the epistle is read among you, cause that it be read also in the church of the Laodiceans, and that ye likewise read the epistle from Laodicea, and say to Archippus, take heed to the ministry when thou hast received in the Lord, that thou fulfill it. The salutation by the hand of me, Paul. Remember my bonds. Grace be with you. Amen." And I was taking a look at it again, because it didn't. Something in the spirit told me, no brothers actually, nobody. The seven churches. Let me just make the correction. The seven churches: Ephesus, Smyrna, Pergamum, Thyatira, Sardis, Philadelphia, and Laodicea. And that's what Paul was addressing this particular point to the church of Laodicea. All right, so like it, get straight to the point, make the correction, and then, close it out. All right, and here you can see Sparta next door, okay, which is a part of Greece. All right, that's why it's important to go over things and then go over them again, and then go over them again. And the apostles have been in the spirit of that lately, and doing the after camp lessons. All right, and Salakia again on that. And let me go right to the point. Don't want to make this too long. All right, this is First Maccabees 12. Because this is where they send letters. Come on. In the wrong chapter. All right, and this is First Maccabees 14. And 16, it says, "Now when it was heard at Rome, and as far as Sparta, that Jonathan was dead, they were very sorry. And as soon as they heard that his brother Simon was made high priest in his stead, and ruled the country and cities therein, they wrote unto him in tables of brass to renew the friendship and league which they had made with Judas and Jonathan his brethren." All right, and the Spartans, they knew that they were the Israelites. They knew that we were all brothers. All right, it says, which writings were read before the congregation at Jerusalem. And this is the copy of the letters that the Lacedemonians sent, the rulers of the Lacedemonians, with the city unto Simon the high priest, and the elders and priests and residue of the people of the Jews, our brethren, send greetings. Right, and I'm going to read that again. The rulers of the Lacedemonians with the city unto Simon the high priest, and the elders and priests and residue of the people of the Jews, our brethren, send greeting. The ambassadors that were sent unto our people certify us of your glory and honor, wherefore we were glad of their coming, and did register the things that they spake in the council of the people in this manner. Numenius, son of Antiochus, and Antipater, the son of Jason, the Jews' ambassadors, came unto us to renew the friendships they had with us. And it pleased the people to entertain the men honorably, and to put the copy of their ambassage in public records, to the end of the people of the Lacedemonians might have a memorial thereof. Furthermore, we have written a copy thereof unto Simon the high priest, Right? After this, Simon sent Numenius to Rome with a great shield of gold of 1,000 pound weight to confirm the league with them. And the apostles were saying recently that the Romans could have been, these could have been Japhet that we were dealing with at this time. And when you look it up, there's multiple accounts out of dealing with the Lacedemonians. Here's another one. All right, because the time of the 7 churches of Asia Major, Asia Minor, that was after, of course, Yahushai was crucified. That was way after, years after. Let me put it like that. But the apostles were still on the scene. They were dealing with Paul. All right, and then the time of the so-called the 300 Spartans, though, because remember they were battling the Persians. They estimate it's about 480 BC. All right, versus the time of the Maccabees, which is estimated to be about 100 and I want to say 80 BC. So about 200 years before the Lord, was our Lord was crucified. All right. So these are all, different things, you know what I'm saying? And definitely got to, double check and, just to make sure there's no confusion. All right. So Salaki again. All right. And you had different things that happened, man. You actually had Ptolemy, he was actually cool with the Maccabees, but he was fighting against wicked-ass Antiochus, and the Lord ended up killing Antiochus, even though Ptolemy was called the king of Egypt. All right, and back in the ancient world, you didn't have, of course, social media. People couldn't always meet with each other face to face, so they would send these letters. All right, they would have a messenger to send the letters. They would have a signet, of wax or something, or some kind of seal on the letter, so that nobody could just read it, or like a lock, something, and then they would, or a signet to make sure that the letter was not open. And then, they had these letters, man. Usually, it was a scroll or something. Same way, Paul was writing to the churches, these were all Israelites who were writing to each other, the Maccabees with all these other Israelites. All right, this is First Maccabees 15 and 19. It says, "We thought it good, therefore, to write unto the kings and countries that they should do them no harm, nor fight against them, their cities or countries, nor yet ate their enemies against them. It seemed also good to us to receive the shield of them. If therefore they be any pestilent fellows that have fled from their country unto you, deliver them unto Simon the high priest, that we may punish them according to their own law. The same things wrote he likewise unto Demetrius the king, and Attalus to Ariarathes and Arsaces, and to all the countries, and to Sampsimides and the Lacedemonians, and to Delos and Mindus and Sicyon and Caria and Samos and Paraphilia and Lycia and Halicarnassus and Rhodus and Aradus and Cos and Side and Aradus and Gortinia and Cnidus and Cyprus." And I believe Paul went to Cyprus, right? So, and I'm willing to bet that these people that letters were being sent to, this was all places where Jake was scattered, all right? And Cyrene, and the copy hereof they wrote to Simon the high priest. So Antiochus the king camped against right. So this was during warfare, and they were trying to gain allies. And ultimately it was the Heavenly Father who delivered them from the hands of Antiochus, because Antiochus was, the forces of the Seleucids was powerful, all right? But against, the Lord, we see how it happened, man. Defeat. And the sellout, Jakes who were with him too. All right. And when you look up, because we know the Lacedemonians are the Spartans, all right, Shit, Frank Miller, in his graphic novel before 300, you can clearly see, these are dark-skinned men with dreadlocks, all right? And they're dressed, they got the cape on, and then they would have, some little leather piece. They were still in a heathen mindset, all right? But they were powerful warriors, all right? Kind of, they have this damn loincloth on, and they show them working out, and they're doing push-up, basically they're naked, all right? And this is what Jake was doing, man, in the ways of these heathens. All right? It talks about the place of exercise, all right? And in that place of exercise, you were naked, all right? Men, and if there were women in there, the same, all right? And I looked up all of his interviews. He never actually explained why he did that. Why did he make the Spartans in the graphic novel black, but then in the movie change them into to be so-called white, even though Gerard Butler, he might be Israelite. All right, this is the word laconic, coming from the word Lacedemonians. It says concise, abrupt, literally of or pertaining to the region, because that was the region, Lacedaemonia, and Spartan was the capital of that region. Right, around ancient Sparta and Greece, probably via Latin, Laconicus of Laconia, from Greek Laconikos, the district around Sparta in southern Greece in ancient times, whose inhabitants famously cultivated the skill of saying much in few words. Jake, when Philip of Macedon threatened them with, "If I enter Laconia, I will raise Sparta to the ground," the Spartans' reply was, "If." That sounds like Jake. And Lacedaemonian pertaining to Sparta. All right, from that you get a laconic phrase, which this sounds like Jake, is a concise or terse statement, especially a blunt or elliptical rejoinder. It's named after Laconia, the region of Greece, inside the city of Sparta, whose ancient inhabitants had a reputation for verbal austerity and were famous for their pithy remarks. A laconic phrase may be used for efficiency, as during military training and operations, for emphasis, for philosophical reasons, especially among thinkers who believed in minimalism, such as Stoics. So that's Jake, man. That's got to be Jake. Or to deflate a pompous interlocutor. All right, a prominent example, right? We just read that one. Oh, a prominent example involves Philip II of Macedon after invading, that was Alexander's father, after invading southern Greece and receiving the submission of other key city-states. He turned his attention to Sparta and asked menacingly whether he should come as a friend or foe. The reply was neither. That's got to be Jake. Losing patience, he sent the message, "If I invade Laconia, I shall turn you out." And the Spartan ephors again replied with a single word, "if." But then Philip proceeded to invade Laconia, devastate much of it, and eject the Spartans from various parts. The Spartans were especially famous for their dry, understated wit, which were the Spartans, was that Jake before the whole events of Antiochus and him gathering our people and helping to scatter our people? It could have been, because it tells you, Joel 3:6, it says, "The children also of Judah and the children of Jerusalem have ye sold unto the Grecians, that ye might remove them far from their border. Behold, I will raise them out of the place whither ye have sold them, and will return your recompense upon your own head." All right, "And I will sell your sons and your daughters into the hand of the children of Judah, and they shall sell them to the Sabians, to a people far off," which I believe the Sabians are the Ethiopians. "For the Lord hath spoken it. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war," right? And then it goes into some other things. All right. Another one I saw that was interesting, because it says, However, Socrates and Plato's dialogue appears to reject the idea the Spartans' economy with words was simply a consequence of poor literary education. They conceal their wisdom and pretend to be blockheads so that they may seem to be superior only because of their prowess in battle. This is how you know I am speaking the truth, and the Spartans are the best educated in philosophy and speaking. If you talk to any ordinary Spartan, he seems to be stupid. But eventually, like an expert marksman, he shoots in some brief remark that proves you to only be a child. Spartan Socrates was known to have admired Spartan laws as did many other Athenians. All right, and hey, that's the point though, and that's Jake, man. That's Jake. All right, that's Jacob. Jacob has that heel. All right, but Lord willing is edifying. All praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Shai. Lord willing is edifying. Shalom.